What's up, guys? Welcome back to Keto Rewind. I'm Jess, and today's video is week 88 of my keto transformation and keto journey. I've got lots of before and after pictures I'm gonna just roll through while I'm talking. But the first thing I wanna say real quick is this channel is based off my own experience losing weight. I am not a doctor and I'm not a healthcare professional. Please do your own research. The second thing I wanna say is I am so close to hitting 100,000 subscribers on my channel. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. If weight loss inspiration, keto lifestyles, how I do my keto recipes, that kind of thing interests you, please hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications. This way you get a update whenever I upload a video. And for those of you that have followed me since day one or have caught me along the way at some point, thank you for watching. Thank you for all your kind comments. Thank you for your support. And thank you for purchasing from the affiliates on my channel. All of that makes my job as somebody who's trying their best to encourage as many people as possible that you can change your life. You can do this possible with your support. And not to mention, with my own journey, it's been amazing to have a community of people cheering me on, encouraging me, and also teaming up with me to learn how to do this together. And that is priceless. It's rewarding work, and I absolutely love that I get to do this. But anyways, let's get off that tangent and get right into week 88's update of my keto journey. So last week we had a 64-hour fast. I did make a video, wherever the cards is, I'll stick that there. But I did do a 64-hour fast due to the fact that I swapped a fasting and an eat day. So that put 2 fasting days next to each other versus being spread out. But I wanted to say real quick, I see everybody that has commented on this channel and also in my Facebook group that you guys are rocking the intermittent day fasting. You're learning so much and you're pushing yourself to try new things. I am so proud of each and every one of you. You know, when I'm scrolling and reading all this stuff, it just makes me smile. You guys rock, and you're doing this with me, and that is so cool. It is priceless in my opinion. But anyways, so the fast turned into, you know, when you take the food away and you start thinking about things, you know, instead of filling your day with food, you fill your days with thoughts, projects, you know, things to keep you busy, because if you sit around and just listen to your hunger pangs, you're just going to want to eat. So you got to stay busy, and that's key. And a 64-hour fast, despite a lot of hate I got for doing that, I do encourage you to look up why you would want to do an extended fast. It's not something I do every day. I probably do one every month or so if I can squeeze it in. I've done a lot of fasts since I've even started my journey. They vary, but the longest one I've ever done is 64 hours. And but someday maybe I'll do a 72. Maybe I have done a 72, I just don't remember. But it's all about pushing yourself and learning why you're doing the intermittent fasting in the first place, the health reasons for that. It's not primarily weight loss. There's a lot of reasons to practice an intermittent fasting schedule that has nothing to do with weight loss. And for me, that leads me into my next point. As someone who is an emotional eater, a binge eater, a happiness eater, a stress eater, a celebration eater, I got to 309 pounds. Now rewinding that to a healthy weight, I'm at that point now where there's anxiety now of becoming a healthy weight that I didn't have before. There's now also feel like there's a feeling of failure. Of what if I gain all the weight back? There's a sense of being out of control that if I let up on my eating schedules, my eating regimens, my eating habits, that I'll gain it all back. So there's like a lot of anxiety there that I didn't even have, say, a month ago. There's also, it's like if you have, let me make this example easy to understand. Say you're an alcoholic. You give up alcohol. You don't need alcohol 3 times a day to live. You know, so when an alcoholic gives up alcohol, not that I'm saying one's any better than the other, it's easier to give that up and not have to deal with it. yes, the emotions are all still there, but you don't get tempted every time you eat by taking a shot of alcohol. Like, there is no alcohol. You learn to live without the alcohol. So when you're a food addict like myself, I still have to eat 2 to 3 times a day. And it's cruel almost to someone who's an addict. Like, obviously you can't give up food, you'll die. So you can't just wipe that away. And, so it's like it's so stressful to relearn how to eat, relearn how to do all this stuff, to change your life. It's so hard to do it. And that's why so many people fail. You have to still eat 3 times a day. You're still tempted 400 times a day, and so what I'm trying to say, making this make sense, when I was doing my extended fast, it was almost like I had 64 hours of quiet in my head. I didn't have to stress about food because I didn't have to make it. I didn't have to clean up my kitchen for my meals. I mean, granted, I fed my husband and my kids, but I mean, I made them stuff that I don't normally eat, so it didn't tempt me. There was no worrying about overeating. There was no worry about undereating. There was no worry about, did I have a good day today? Did I make good choices? There was no, did I eat too much? Did I accidentally have something that's not keto, like a sneaky ingredient? There was none of that. And it was almost like silence. There was no temptation. And it was like this surreal feeling that I've just had, it's like I had control for 64 hours over my thoughts, my urges, my emotions, and it's a beautiful thing. So I like to do extended fasts. I like to do fasting. It helps me tremendously with what goes on in my head. You don't get to 309 pounds and get to claim you're, some normal person. Like, clearly there was issues there. I'm not a doctor. I never went to a doctor or a psychologist or anything for anything. I don't have a bad story or anything that, got me to 309 pounds. All I have was just a combination of basically giving up, So it's like, and that's not I don't have like a good story, I just ate too much for too long and didn't care about myself. And food was my drug of choice to get high. I was an addict. So to take that away and have like a couple days of freedom in your head of, it was wonderful. So I do urge you to incorporate fasting safely. I'm not saying go do a 64-hour fast. I'm saying skip breakfast and feel the silence, hear the silence, and yes, you're going to get hunger pangs, but they go away. They don't last all day. It's a quick spike and it's down. It just doesn't, you don't just keep getting hungrier and hungrier and hungry until you start eating walls and door frames. I mean, that's like, so it's kind of crazy how it all works. And it's not until you dig deep and after you've been on your journey for a little bit and you want to add it or take something to the next level, I think intermittent fasting is such a tool that has really made me overcome my obesity. And that's why going forward, I will absolutely be choosing to continue intermittent fasting, because it's more important to me not to spike the insulin and not to spike the cravings and to manage the weight with the fasting schedule. If you only allow yourself to eat in a certain amount of time, there's only so much you can fit in at that time. And there's a sense of control there. There's a sense of, I feel really good because I don't have all this other stuff stressing me out, which is not causing me to have to eat my emotions. It causes me to feel emotions. So it's this roller coaster of a ride that you're on, but you wouldn't know it unless you try. And you take small little steps and gradually you're up to a 16-8 for a fast. And then maybe you're a 24-hour fast, and maybe you do a 36, and then you do a 48, and before you know it, you're a fasting pro. But you got to start somewhere and you got to take it slow. And I feel like I really had a great week last week emotionally because of the fasting. So with all that being said, let's talk about the weight loss. Now, I wish I would have done this video on Friday, because I weighed in at 181 pounds, which means I lost 2 pounds for the week, but Aunt Flo showed up yesterday. So I had a 2-pound loss, but this morning I erased a pound of it with my bloat from Shark Week, you know, my monthly cycle, whatever you want to call it. So because I am officially only 182 pounds today, I can only write it down as a 1 pound loss. But I wish I would have made the video on Friday. But that also means the next weigh-in could be my last weigh-in. It means I could be at my goal weight, and it's like, that's so exciting. So I promise my goal weight video is going to be awesome. I'm gonna put so much into that video. It's gonna be a much longer video than I normally do. But it's going to be awesome. But I am not as flat and toned as I was on Friday, but I have noticed my stomach overall is harder. It's not so squishy. Like there's not much left to take away. I mean, I'm pretty happy with that. I am a little bit bloated here from obviously my period, but I mean, overall, I am very happy with how things have been shaping up on my body. And an update on the pull-ups situation. I still am yanking on that bar every single time I go into the kitchen, and I haven't been able to do 2 in a row, but I'm at 1.5 pull-ups in a row. But every time I go in the kitchen, I aim to do 3 to 5 attempts. Whether I hit them or not, doesn't matter, just yanking on it 3 to 5 times every time I go in the kitchen. Especially if I want a snack, or if I want something, I make myself do the pull-ups first. It's like this, just, you know, like knock it off. Do you really need the snack? And if you want the snack, you're gonna work for it. That kind of thing. So it's kind of been really fun. I don't think I'm ever gonna take that pull-up bar out of my laundry room because it has been something that I really like to do. And it's really helped as for my muscle definition in my arm. My problem area is this little spot right here, but the goal of all the pull-ups is to build the muscle up, and it just tightens everything. You know, this muscle, the tricep is getting rock hard. You can see the definition in my arm. I am super happy with the pull-ups and the push-ups. I haven't really focused too much on push-ups this past week because I've been doing pull-ups, but I still push-ups and pull-ups are why my arms look the way they do, and my shoulders, my back, all that kind of thing, because when I was 309 pounds, I had back rolls. I no longer have back rolls. And for someone like me, that is freaking awesome. Awesome. So, why am I telling you all this? And the main reason is you can come back from wherever you are in your life. You can always be better than you were. You can always turn your life around. You can always fight. And I want to say probably like 3 months into my journey, I want to say 3 months in, I got to a point where I was just like, I can do this. I can see myself getting to the finish line. You know, like you stay consistent with something long enough to give it a fair chance to see if this is something you can do, if this is something that you can see to the end, and you'll probably have one of those aha moments. And I remember about 3 months in, that moment happening for me where I'm like, I'm gonna do it this time. Nothing's gonna stop me. Nothing's gonna get in my way. And the path that I was on prior to starting the ketogenic lifestyle was a path to nowhere. It was eventually gonna run into a wall. And I don't wanna run into a wall. I wanna see the windshield of my car, what's ahead of me in my life. I don't want any limits. I want the sky to be my limit. And you get to that place where you finally have that confidence. You're like, I'm gonna do it this time. Nothing is gonna stop me. Nothing's gonna get in my way. I will see it to the end. And I look back now at that thought process I had, or those thoughts that I had, and I'm like, dang, I really am doing it. And I'm getting to that point where the reality is actually happening. You know, this dream that I had, this motivation, the thing that I've been working for, I am so close to doing. At 181 pounds, I am 2 pounds from my goal weight. That's insanity, in my opinion. I'm still not used to the person that I look in the mirror and I'm already almost to my goal weight. It's unreal. So, and it's a beautiful thing to come full circle. I considered my life back in February 11th, 2019 to be a train wreck. And now looking at where I am and how much has changed, if you chip away at it a little bit every day and you just try to be better every time you have a chance, every time you have a choice, those little victories get you to the finish line. And that's the type of thing that nothing can buy that. That is something that you just have to do, and that's just something you've got to find and feel. And it's incredible. So I am looking forward to making I hit my goal weight video. Now, before you run off, I promise I am not going anywhere anytime soon just because I hit my goal weight. As you know, I'm still a hot mess. It's still something, battling a food addiction is not something that goes away. The maintenance part of my journey is going to be very important, and it's something that I'm going to focus on. A lot of people don't focus on the weight maintenance mode because they get to their goal weight and then they go back to living their life, and next thing you know it, they've gained all the weight back. The former yo-yo dieter like me. So this time around, we're going to have a whole new series on maintenance and living a ketogenic lifestyle, having some freedom but keeping it under control. And there's going to be an enormous amount of content with that part because everybody's going to get to their goal weight at some point. And this is going to be a great next chapter for my channel. So the actual videos during the week weren't quite so exciting because I wasn't eating anything. So that's why I haven't made a lot of videos this month. But I would love to know what you would like to see going forward for the next month. Next month being November, for a monthly challenge, I want to take into account traveling and Thanksgiving, holidays, that kind of thing. So I don't want to make it a weight loss challenge next month. So anyways, that's pretty much it for the week 88's update. I will say that I'm going to film a couple days worth of content this week and compile it into one video. I have a Keto Crate video that's going to come up tomorrow. I have a few other ideas, so I'm going to try and pump out a couple more videos this week, but it was hard last week because I wasn't eating. I had a 64-hour fast, so that killed like 3 days off. So anyways, fun stuff's going to come this week. So anyways, I'm Jess, go be great, and I'll see you at the next video. Bye-bye!